Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Susie Say That. Today's topic is Rock the Boat, Don't Tilt the Boat Over. That's a song. Rock the boat, don't tilt the boat over. Some of you all remember the song. And we're going to talk about rocking the boat, but not tilting the boat over. And I'm going to use it in reference to us being a boat. Us being a boat, but don't tilt it over when we're spreading the gospel, when we're talking to people about God. Us, we can rock the boat. We will rock the boat. If you're really living this gospel, living your life for Christ, you will rock the boat. And you're going to rock the boat more than once, more than twice. But we got to make sure that we don't tilt it over and we go overboard. That's what we have to make sure. We can't get all involved in ourselves and we just get rattled about every time we say something to someone and they don't receive it. That's rocking the boat. If God is telling you to say something to someone and you don't say it, listen here, that's you're being in rebellion to your God. Because I'd rather obey God than sacrifice myself. And that's the word. The word says that God would rather you obey him than sacrifice, than bring him sacrifices. Because disobeying him is as witchcraft. Sit in that for a moment. So if God is telling you to say something or do something and you don't do it, you are rocking the boat and you're going to tilt over. You're going to tilt over because you're walking in disobedience. And listen here, I know it's not easy. It's not easy telling people things that they don't want to hear. And there's a time and place for everything. But if God is telling you to say something, then are you going to just walk in fear because you're afraid of what they're going to say or what they're going to do? Or are you going to say, this is what God says? And it's simple. You walk away when you say, this is what God says. Oh, no. I usually want to know why they don't believe it's God. I want to know why you, because I'm saying it, etc., etc. I learned a heavy lesson about that. I learned a heavy lesson about that, and God's been dealing with me on it. And he showed me some things last week about myself. He showed me, he said, remember when I sent the teachers to teach you? Remember how you would get riled up? Remember when one told you, don't let your good works look evil among men, and that's the word. And when they told you, you got riled up, and it's been many years ago, but I remember getting riled up. I got upset, and I was like, what? God talked to me too. You ain't the only one here, God. And they said, okay, let's go to the word. They took me to the word, and they showed it to me, but I was smoking. And I just experienced this with someone also. They were smoking about what I had said, and it reminded me of myself. So I couldn't get mad, but I knew that I had to shake the dust off my feet, that it was time that I shook the dust off my feet because of what they said. And I knew the person that said it. Although they sent it through someone else, immediately when I was reading it, God said, listen, this is this person. This is not this person. This is a person that's saying these things because this is how they feel. Remember you? So I couldn't get mad at them. I couldn't be upset with them. When God said, remember you? Remember when you did that? And I said, God, yes. And I said, thank you for reminding me because I don't want to have any odds against this person. I don't want to be upset with this person. And I'm not. I understand it. But I shook the dust off my feet because God should start showing me things and showing me that that's not going to be a place that's going to receive whatever I say because they think a certain way about me or whatever. And God said, we're not doing that. Shake the dust off your feet. And that's exactly what I did. I rocked the boat, but I didn't tilt myself over. I didn't do that. And if I would have kept going back and forth, I would have tilted myself over because I was trying to prove something. Prove that God said this, prove that God did this, and etc. And I've had some interferences with this stuff before. So this time I was like, oh no, God, I get it, but show me me. And he showed me me. He showed me when I got upset, when the teacher said to me, don't let your good works look evil among men. And I told her, what God talked to me, that was my clapback, or as the young people say, my clapback was to tell her, God talked to me too. You ain't the only one God talked to. And I was angry about it because this is how I felt about giving me a word. Because I don't know what I'm talking about. I didn't know what I was talking about. I thought I heard God in many instances, but I had all kind of things around me that showed me that I didn't hear God. And I thought I had this intelligence about God, and I had nothing. I was a disobedient fool. I didn't know what I was talking about when I said that. I didn't. And I thought I had it all in the bag because, see, I had went to church. I had been taught things, and I thought I had everything in the bag, and I didn't. Because one thing I know for sure, we're going to rock that boat, but we should never go over. And I'm telling you, I've been over that boat, tilted over it several times, but I refuse to ever tilt over again because I understand it now. But I didn't understand that we're supposed to rock the boat, but we should not tilt it over. That means when we go places and we say, if God tells you to say something, you're going to say it. If you really love God, if you really love the word, then fear and people's actions of what they're going to say and do does not even bother you. You don't even care because you've died out to that part of you that care about what people say. God has delivered you and set you free from it. So when you rock the boat, then you should, at that point, if you're mature, you should be able to say, okay, shake the water off my feet or whatever and keep it going because you rocked the boat, but you didn't tilt over. Because you can easily tilt over. You can easily get angry and to God, and ask God, what is this? Because you told me to say this and now I'm in trouble. I used to say it to God, I'm in trouble all the time because you'd be telling me to say stuff, and then when I see somebody, I can hear what you're saying, that you're downloading on me. You're downloading and telling me what's going on and stuff. And I'm like, God, it makes me feel uncomfortable. I told God that. I said, I don't even want to say these things because I say every time I say these things, these people don't want to receive it. And he said to me, you're not the one saying it. Get over yourself. You're not me. You're not God. This is how God talks to me in our relationship because I'm a strong personality and he talks to me in a strong way. Now, he may talk to you different. I got friends that I've asked, how do God talk to you? And they said, subtle, quietly. Yes, don't do that. God talked to me like, Susie, don't do that. And he don't sit at the end of my bed or next to me in a car or in a chair next to me. He talks to me in my spirit. And he tells me, he corrects those that he loves. How does he correct me? Open up the Bible and it tells me about myself all the time if I'm out of order. But God knows that we're going to rock the boat. But he's saying, don't tilt yourself over because that's not your job. We know what the world is going on. We know we live in a hopeless, broken world that's got all kind of stuff going on. But we're not supposed to be the problem. We're supposed to be the solution, not the problem. We're not supposed to go in like a wrecking ball, rock that boat and tilt it over and go on by our business. No. We're supposed to be meek and humble, but that doesn't mean that we're weak and stupid. That doesn't mean that. And a lot of people think that. And a lot of people will come, the spirits within these people will come and try to shut you down and show you where you're wrong. You're this and you're that. But if you know for sure that you have brought God into that situation, he told you what to say and do, shake the water off your feet from the boat. Just don't tilt yourself over. Don't do it. Because if you do it, then you're going to end up back where you started at. And you're going to have to give somebody else a message. And you're going to have to do it because it's part of living in this hopeless, broken world. We're messengers. We're disciples of the Lord. So we bring words all the time. But make sure when you're bringing those words that you do not tilt the boat over and you fall overboard. You don't want to do that. You know, some of us, aren't you tired of falling overboard every time you bring somebody a word and God tells you to do something or say something? Yes, God is all about boundaries. He's all about a word. God is all about fixing. He's the fixer. He wants to fix our hearts. He wants to fix our attitudes. He wants to do those things. So in doing so, the boat has to be rocked. It has to be rocked. And it will rock. But make sure you don't tilt yourself over. Make sure that you don't just keep running in disobedience. Make sure that you accept what the truth is. Make sure that you make things right. I've made things right. So, and I don't care who don't understand it. I did accordingly to what God told me, and it cost me. There was many of nights that I cried, and I said, God, why? Why would you choose me to do this task? There was other people. This ain't never happened to them. I started naming off all the people, in my immediate family. I said, this stuff that's happening with me, it ain't never happened with them. Ain't nobody never did these things to these people, ever. But then you got it happening to me. He said, yes, I'm rocking your boat. I'm getting all this stuff out of you. All this stuff that you have, that you call, you want to love other people and not love me. I'm rocking your boat. So you're going to have to endure me, allow me to rock the boat. Just don't you tilt it over. Okay? God wants to do those things for us. He wants to. How else is God going to rock our boat if he don't send people to do it? Yes, there's times we'll have a divine moment and divine things that happen, but you got to be there too. He just ain't giving the divine work over to the world. He's not doing that. all these false prophets and all these teachers and all these things that's going on right now, they're rocking the boat, but they're going to tilt over. If it's not of God, they will tilt over. I've had to experience that in my own life. I said in another video how I just jumped up and left. I was tired and sick of being tired and just jumped up and walked away from everything. And this is what my teacher said to me. If it ain't God, you'll be back. See? God was rocking my boat, and I tilted myself on over because I prematurely left because I didn't like the boat being rocked. And I tilted myself right overboard. So you don't have to do that today. You don't have to rock. You're going to rock the boat. When you don't compromise, you know what's evil. You know you don't like that. That don't sit well with your spirit. And then you're going to say it to someone. You're going to rock. It's going to rock the boat. Just make sure you don't tilt over with your belief system and what you know to be truth. Make sure that you don't tilt over. Stand firm. Stand prepared to fight. Put your whole armor of God on because you're going to rock the boat. If you're sick, you're rocking the boat because you're fighting for your life. If you're depressed, you're rocking the boat because you got up today and you said today is another day. If your children have went wild and you got all these things going on with your marriage or whatever, you're rocking the boat because you're the one that's standing firm in it. Just make sure you standing firm. You don't tilt it over with your emotions, with your feelings. I've got to the point now when things happen, I say, God, this is your business. Because I know I'm in right standing with God. So I'll say, this is your business. What you want me to do? I'll do what you tell me to do. Like making videos. I've said this before. It ain't my thing, but it's God's thing. So I get up and ask God today. I said, God, what is the video going to be about? I had some plans, something else I was going to talk about. And then all of a sudden I get rock the boat, don't tilt the boat over. And I said, okay, God, that'll be the video for the day. I didn't go back and forth. And I don't understand some of the things he tells me to do, but I'll rock the boat. But I'll let him rock my boat if he needs to get things out of me. And I'll let him tell me, Susie, this is this, that, and the other. Okay? So rock the boat and allow God to rock it. But make sure you don't tilt yourself over by continuing to come and telling people things that they don't want to hear. Shake the dust off your feet. If they don't receive you, shake the dust off your feet. And keep on going. That's the word. The word says shake the dust. If you go into a town and they don't want you and they don't receive you, and a town could be a person, okay? They don't receive you. They don't want you. Shake the dust off your feet and keep on going. Like in reference to the boat. Shake the water off your feet so that you don't go overboard. It'll be tilt. Yeah, rock the boat. It'll probably tilt a little bit. Don't tilt it over though, okay? Remember that as you go about your day, as you go about your weekend, rock the boat or allow God to rock your boat. But just don't tilt it over. Okay? Till next time.